This movie just made me feel uncomfortable. What's up, everybody? So, this is my review of Weapons, written and directed by Cregger, starring Julia Garner and Josh Brolin. Now, I'm normally not a horror movie fan. I'm not one of those people that just loves to be freaked out and scared and, gets a bit of a rush from that. But every now and again, I watch one that kind of just breaks through the noise, and man, people were telling me constantly, you got to watch this movie. It's different. Yes, it's horror, it's scary, it's creepy, but it's totally worth it. The movie is about a group of children who all at the same time, with the exception of one, wake up at 2:17 a.m. and run off and disappear. And then the rest of the movie is basically figuring out the mystery of what happened to these kids, who is responsible, how can they get them back. And whoa, it's just like everything from like the way they're running, like you see in the poster and in the trailer. Trailer did an amazing job, by the way, of not revealing anything. So the mystery of what happened to them, you're really bought in and you really go along with it as the movie unfolds. But I think the real strength of this movie is not the mystery. I can see, like, even I know a lot of people like it, but even movies kind of like the Knives Out series, it leans so much into the mystery aspect of it that you don't really care about the characters and the characters just kind of gloss over you. In this case, Julia Gardner, wow. Like, I've been a fan of her since the Ozarks. I thought she was a curious choice for Fantastic Four, but she did a great job. And in this movie, she just shines. I mean, everyone does shine. Josh Brolin does an incredible job as a father who's just trying to figure out what the hell happened to his son and how he can get his son back. And but the way Julia Gardner's character evolves, like she's this very timid, very almost kind of mousy teacher that kind of goes from that she goes to being like this very troubled alcoholic person, who's kind of like then like somebody with like a victim complex. Everyone is coming after me. And then she ends up like this very rebellious and defiant person who is not going to bend to what the society is saying, her community is saying, because eventually, for whatever, for you'll see when you see the movie, she's the one that gets blamed for the kids disappearing. They're all asking like, what are you teaching them in this classroom? Because everyone is, it's just trying to figure out what the hell happened, that they'll grasp at any possible answer for why their son or daughter is missing. As the mystery and the horror elements start to pop up more and more, it really like earns it. So when those horrific aspects happen, like you are incredibly grossed out, you are scared, but you see how it builds up to it, and it really has to do with kind of like the slow burn and really how the creepy tone of it. You just literally feel so uncomfortable as you're watching this movie, but as the horror elements begin to be revealed, it's like, oh, okay, so I went through that for a reason, and the payoff is great. And for that reason, it was definitely worth watching. It's not a high rewatchable movie for me, just because I'm not a big on horror at all. But if you are a horror fan, I think you'll love this. I think if you're even just a casual moviegoers, you'll really appreciate it because it's not about the horror elements that are going to draw you in. It's the character and how each of the characters, their journey, like this is one of those movies that as a parent, it's going to freak you out. And when you become a parent, at least my experience and even my wife's experience, like when you become a parent, so many movies are just ruined. You can't watch them no matter how superficial the issue might be between a parent and child. But when it's something like this that is done so well, it's like you don't even want to broach the emotional turmoil that these characters are going through, and then all of a sudden you're kind of going through it with them, and that is the mark of just great character writing, great story writing, where you really are just on the journey with them. You're not just a spectator. Anyways, those are my thoughts. What about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.